call saying your social security is at risk? Well, it actually isn't. This is a scam that is used by many people in order to get a hold of your personal information. Now, today I'll be talking about ways we can combat this, how to understand how social security scams function, and to protect your benefits in order to avoid being scammed. So, the importance of social security is meant to provide basic financial benefits after retirement, which is why it can affect the elderly population. I chose to specifically talk about this demographic as elderly individuals are less likely to be as tech savvy compared to the younger generation. This creates vulnerability to fall for scammers, especially if it has to do with their social security, as most are close to retirement, making them fearful of losing their benefits. Now, we need to understand what exactly is a social security scam. A social security scam is a fraudulent scheme that's goal is to exploit an individual by impersonating the Social Security Administration in order to gain personal information or money. Scammers use various tactics such as spoofing phone calls, which makes it seem like Social Security is calling you, or sending emails that look authentic, and even using psychological manipulation to appear more credible. Falling victim to Social Security scam can be detrimental and cause financial loss and stress. In order to combat Social Security scams, we must report them in order to gather accurate data and educate the public. Now, the different types of psychological manipulation tactics that scammers use is urgency, fear, and appearing as an authority figure. Now, urgency manipulation is used to pressure their target to act quickly, usually setting a time limit, such as, for example, you have 24 hours to reach back, or like something will happen to you, like your social security is like exposed, etc. By setting this urgency, the target is less likely to think rationally and act quickly. Now, urgency and fear tactics go hand in hand. So, scammers are able to use fear on their targets and make them think that they could be potentially losing money, having their personal information compromised, or even being arrested. And it pushes people into a panic state where, as well, rational thinking is overridden by acting quickly to avoid these negative consequences. And finally, appearing as an authority figure. So, individuals are more likely to obey an authority figure, making them susceptible to fall for scammers impersonating as Social Security Administration, IRS, government officials, or even police officers. Now, the data here reflects how Social Security harms society. So, according to the Federal Trade Commission, Social Security related phone calls are the most common government imposter scams, meaning that it's like the easiest way to reach to an individual instead of like mail or emails. And there was a reported 22.1 increase in Social Security related scams from the start of fiscal year 2023 to 2024. Now, the median fraud loss for individuals aged 80 was $3,000 in 2019. And during 2022, older adults reported losing more than 1.6 billion to fraud versus in 2021 where it was about 1 billion, demonstrating that there was an increase between that year. Now, some of the warning signs that you can look for in order to avoid being scammed is receiving a call from Social Security claiming that there's a problem with your Social Security, the caller promising an increase in your Social Security benefits, the caller asking for your personal information over the phone, like your Social Security number, the caller creating an urgency or fear that your information is at risk, asking for payments via gift cards, mailing cash, or internet currency, and threats of arrest if payments is not made. Now, these are all telltale signs, and I will demonstrate to you guys what you should do if this happens to you. But just know that Social Security will never call you on the phone and ask for your information. Now, reporting scams is important as it's able to gather data and allocate resources in order to inform the public. Now, the first thing you should do is report the scam to the Office of the Inspector General at oig.ssa.gov/report. The second thing you should do is request a replacement Social Security card or get assigned a new Social Security number. The third thing you should do is if you are on the phone with someone who is claiming to be Social Security Administration, do not engage with them and hang up. And if an attachment is sent to you via email, do not open it. The fourth thing you should do is if you do happen to be on the phone with someone, avoid sending money, as scammers use different types of payments that makes it harder to trace back to them. And the fifth thing you should do is not notify a major credit bureau to have a fraud alert added to your credit report. Now, these are some of the resources that I gathered from in order to make this presentation. Thank you.